Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm a photographer and filmmaker based out of West Michigan. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips on filming better videos with the Leica SL2-S. Straight out of the box, there's a few things that you're going to want to switch on it just to make it into that video beast that it is. First one is you're going to want to switch it into Cine Mode. Under the video tab, you're going to go to the third window, hit recording mode. That comes out of the box in video. You're going to want to switch it to Cine. So that's going to do a couple things. One, it's going to switch the ISO to ASA, and more importantly, it's going to switch the shutter speed to shutter angle. And if you know about video, it's very important that you keep the shutter angle at 180 unless for creative purposes so that you get some natural motion blur. And what's really nice about this is if you're switching frame rates, if you're switching back and forth between 24 and 60 or 24 and 120, you're not going to have to worry about switching that shutter speed. The shutter angle is just 180 and it sticks to it, and the camera is going to compensate for that. And that is huge. Now, ASA is the exact same thing as ISO. 100 ISO is going to look exactly the same as 100 ASA. Next thing you're going to want to do is switch it into L-Log. This is one of those things that I kind of set and forget. So it's in the second window under video settings. And then under video settings, you go to video gamma. You can switch to L-Log. And I like to set the L-Log profile so that it shows the custom LUT as just the classic Leica colors. I am fine with that. You can input other LUTs if you would like, but I'm happy with the classic color profile that it gives. More dynamic range gives a better, more cinematic look to your camera and to your footage. The ability to have highlights and shadows be retained is really important. What's really cool is in a firmware update, Leica allowed for a 10-bit internal 4K recording, which is awesome because when the camera first came out, it only recorded 8-bit internal. So it's really important to stay up to date with the firmware updates because you're really getting a lot of extra stuff every time that they come out with something new. And it just helps your camera stay up to date and running smoothly. If you're anything like me, you like shooting with vintage lenses. I've got a vintage Leica R set that I have modified so that it can work on different cameras. The unfortunate part about doing that is the lens doesn't have 6-bit encoding. The camera doesn't know what's on it. But what's beautiful is Leica has custom profiles. Go to the 5th page, and on that 5th page is camera settings, and on the 2nd page is lens profiles. There you will find all the Leica M and Leica R lenses. Great about this is it allows the camera to know what focal length is on it so that you can still have that internal stabilization, which is so nice if you're on a gimbal or if you are going handheld. If you're not using vintage lenses and you've got native lenses on there or just lenses with autofocus, then you can use the follow focus autofocus mode, which is great because you can set in and out points and durations between how long you want those to run. You can have repeatable focus pulls. Now that's really important if you're shooting something that is repeated or if you just want to add an extra depth to your video by racking focus, and it just adds a nice dynamic element. And because it's all programmed in, it's smooth, it's on time every time. And the last thing is you're going to want to turn on recording frames. We've all been in a situation where we get our recording and not recording mixed up, and then you're like have 5 minutes of footage of your camera just like swinging around until you find your next shot. Then you bring it up, press it, and you actually stop the recording, and you've got that like split second of the shot that you were trying to get, and you're just like banging your head against the table like, why am I so bad at this? And with recording frames, I'm not gonna say it's gonna totally fix it, but there's that visual element that really helps. There's a red square that goes around your screen as you're recording, which just gives a visual reminder that you've done that you're recording. And it's just a little bit more than the red dot that's in the corner, and I found it super helpful. So you're gonna go back into page 2, down to video settings, and then on the second page is the recording frame, and you'll just turn that to on and you'll get a nice beautiful red square around your screen whenever you record, which is super helpful. So there you have it. There's 5 super easy tips on how to get the most out of your Leica SL2-S. I hope you found it useful. I'm excited to continue giving more resources on how to get the most out of this camera, because it really is a beast of a camera and you can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. So if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, like, follow along, and I'll see you in the next one.